This is a video about the memories of Southside. I was one of the first people from Southside to join the reunion committee when it was time for our 10-year reunion. I've been on the committee for 50 years. We haven't had too many Southside kids that have come to the reunions, but we've had a few, and those are important. There aren't too many memories to give us of Southside because we only had 9 months and we were gone. So it was an exciting time. We were starting all brand new. I got to start the singing group, the Southern Airs, and I started the art club and the French club, or the Spanish club, and was on the committee to pick out the name and the colors and the logo for the school. So it was a lot of things to be done. We had a small class. There was only 145 of us out of the 810 that started our sophomore year. There were 749 together between the two schools that graduated. So we've lost a lot of our classmates. Southside was brand new. Everything was new. What was really funny was that I'd had Malcolm Julian for academic English for 2 years at Central, and I thought, oh boy, I can go to Southside and get a different academic English teacher. Well, no, Malcolm transferred to Southside, so I had him for another year. But it's okay. He gave me good things to learn from academic English. When they came to me at Central my junior year and said that they saw where I was not going to go to Southside, even though I lived in Southside District, they asked if I would change my mind. And I asked them why, and they said, well, we need somebody who is in the clubs and organizations and can get them started, somebody that would lead those groups at the high school. So I thought about it for a few days. I really didn't want to leave top 30. It would have been my senior year, and I would have enjoyed going with them. But as my mom said, it was an adventure, and I loved adventure, so I went to Southside and helped bring it together with some of the clubs and organizations. The teachers were wonderful. The students were good. We had juniors and sophomores. The only problem was that we had a lot of Wilson kids coming in as sophomores, and I wanted blue and gray as the colors, but red and white won because we had all the Wilson kids there. But that's okay. The red and white is all right. But it's one of those things that you look at and you realize that you want to be a part of something starting, something new. And I was there for that. And the school set records. We didn't realize that, it would be gone after a while, but there were a lot of things that couldn't be seen for the future. They built Northside and couldn't keep it. They built Southside and couldn't keep it. So it might have been better to have built a bigger Central in the beginning and not worried about the other two schools. But we all can look at it and realize that looking back, we might have done things differently. But the time being that Southside was a place for us to get our education, a place for us to be a part of it, and a place for us to make our own way and do our own thing in the high school. So it's really important that even though we went to Central for 2 years, we went to Southside for a year, we'd been together for several years in all of our middle schools and high school, and we wanted to maintain that. Where you go to school really doesn't make any difference. You make the friendships and you make the traditions, and we didn't have a lot of time to make the traditions at Southside, but it was a good year. We had a lot of things that happened. We had a lot of kids that did well, and I enjoyed being a part of building the South Side. And we stayed loyal to Central, even though we were at Southside, but we stayed loyal to Southside too. and we rooted them on to games and did what we could. But deep in our heart, we had 2 years at Central, and that was a part of our past. So I think the people who decided to bring this together were very wise, and I have enjoyed the last 50 years of being on the reunion committee and helping put it together. So if anybody has any questions about Southside, all they have to do is come and ask me, and I'll be glad to share whatever I can remember. You know, at 78, your memory isn't always the best, but my health isn't as good as it should be, but I plan on being at Yorktown at the Pizza King on Friday night, and I will be glad to answer any questions anybody has. Southside was a good high school, and we did a lot of things that we did at Central, and we built those and made it go. I'm not sure what would have done the best, but for us being the first class, it made it kind of proud that we graduated from that high school first, and we set a lot of records and built a lot of things and created a lot of clubs and organizations. So I want to thank everybody for doing all the things that you've done for the Southside Central reunion over the last 60 years, and hope that everybody has a good time this year, and we hope to see you again in the future. Thank you.